Live from New Delhi, you're watching DT India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Munmun Bhattacharya. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. As India responds to Pakistan's escalation, Prime Minister Narendra Modi chairs high-level meeting at his New Delhi residence with Defence Minister, National Security Advisor, Chief of Defence Staff, Chiefs of the three armed forces and senior officials. Sources say India eliminated 5 terrorists of Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed terror groups in May 7 Operation Sindoor in POJK and Pakistan. 2 brother-in-laws of JEM chief Maulana Masood Azhar among those killed. Calibrated and swift Indian response to Pakistan's misadventure. India hits 6 Pakistani air bases using precision weapons, targets radar site, weapons facility and control and command center. India foils Pakistan's bid to target military locations, slams Islamabad for targeting civilian infrastructure such as schools and medical centers. India's External Affairs Ministry demolishes Pakistan's lies and propaganda, condemns Pakistan's bid to sow communal discord in India. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today chaired a high-level meeting with Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan and 3 service chiefs at his residence in New Delhi. The meeting took place following India's strikes at air bases in Pakistan in the early hours of Saturday in reply to Pakistan's strike at Indian locations. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi taking stock of the situation after India retaliated in equal measure. Remember, Pakistan has been targeting India's military infrastructure. Also, it's been targeting India's civilian infrastructure as well as civilian areas. India has responded with equal measure by targeting Pakistan's military infrastructure. So, to each escalation mounted by Pakistan, India has been responding. The original escalation was, of course, the Pahalgam terror attack on April 22nd. India responded with Operation Sindoor on the 7th of May. And since then, Pakistan has continued to escalate. India has responded in equal measure. Joining us now is Akshay Dongre from the newsroom. Akshay, was it a stock-taking exercise at the highest level in view of Pakistan's escalatory moves?
Prime Minister Narendra Modi holding this meeting as far as the top officials of the Ministry of Defence are concerned, including the Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, the 3 chiefs of our armed forces, as well as the Chief of Defence Staff, along with other senior officials. So you can safely say that the entire Ministry of Defence was present at the same place, along with all of the top officials of all the relevant wings of the Indian Armed Forces who are taking these retaliatory steps against Pakistani misadventures. We have seen this practice of Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself personally meeting and taking stock of situation ever since Pahalgam attack took place. So first, the meetings were taken place with the Defence Secretary, the Defence Minister, the National Security Advisor, the Defence chiefs, the chiefs of the 3 wings of the armed forces, and only then India retaliated against Pakistan. Only then an action was taken to give back to Pakistan in the language that it understands. And now that Pakistan is escalating, it's moving its troops nearer border. It's time to take take a stock of the situation once again. That's what Prime Minister has done. He has spoken with all the chiefs of the armed forces, along with the National Security Advisor, along with the Defence Minister, as well as the Chief of Defence Staff. So in a proper way, a theaterization vision of the Indian defense and the Indian armed forces that was envisioned by Prime Minister and also late General Bipin Rawat, early on during Modi government's tenure. It is now being implemented on the ground, and it is being tested through this war as well, through this conflict that has been brewing ever since Pahalgam terror attack took place, to which India has responded in a proportionate manner. This is how usually strategies are built. This is how everyone stays in loop, and this is how communication lines remain clear. So it's not about who is the defense minister or who is the chief of the army, who is the chief of navy. Every person who is involved as far as this theaterization and integration of the armed forces are concerned, synchronization is concerned, everyone is talking on same table and talking to the leader of the government, Prime Minister himself, so that there are no lapses in communication, there are no lapses as far as strategy is concerned and its implementation. So Pakistan will be given a proportionate response to all of its misadventures. We have seen that, like cowards, Pakistan has been only attacking after the sunset. They have attacked yesterday evening, they attacked a day before yesterday again on the evening. So these kind of attacks against civilian population, because in modern warfare you attack an adversary in the cover of night, but when it comes to civilian areas, it is considered a war crime to attack sleeping people, and that is what exactly Pakistan has been doing, and it will be responded to by our armed forces and our government.
Akshay, we know that India has been briefing capitals around the world on how Pakistan has been escalating, and India has only been responding in a very measured manner. So could you tell us about the latest contacts that have been established by India? Say there was a conversation between India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and
yes, absolutely.
US Secretary of State
there was a
Marco
conversation between India's External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar and Marco Rubio, today the Secretary of State, and in that conversation again it was reminded to the US as well that India is only acting in a very, very rational manner. It is acting in a proportionate manner, and it is acting only against terror outfits. So this is not a war against Pakistan or Pakistani military. It's a war against terror and anybody who supports this terror infrastructure, be it anywhere in the world, that can be a threat to Indian citizens or Indian armed forces. This conversation has gone according to what India wanted it to be. India has already briefed the US. India has briefed other state capitals as well. India has instructed our ambassadors and high commissioners to take this message that the blood of those innocent civilians who were killed in Pahalgam is on hands of anybody who will support Pakistan. And the kind of reaction that we are seeing from around the world, despite the escalations, the countries have been calling for de-escalation, but also in the same tone they have also asked Pakistan to act against terror. It has been a known fact that despite all of these preaching, Pakistan will not mend its ways, and something sinister is cooking as far as Pakistan is concerned, with our officials already stating in the press conference that in an escalatory manner Pakistan is mobilizing and moving its troops to forward areas of the border.
So India, in a sense, setting the record straight while briefing capitals around the world on Pakistan's escalatory moves and India's retaliation to that. Well, we leave it at that. Akshay Dongre joining us from the New Delhi newsroom. In a major success for India, sources say 5 terrorists were killed in the Indian strikes on the 7th of May in Pakistan. 3 Jaish-e-Mohammed and 2 Lashkar-e-Taiba terrorists were killed in the strikes. First was Abu Jundal, who was affiliated to the Lashkar-e-Taiba. He was the in charge of Markaz Taiba, Murid Ke. He received a guard of honor at his funeral by the Pakistani army. Wreaths were laid on behalf of the Pakistan Army Chief and Punjab Chief Minister Maryam Nawaz. His funeral prayer was held in a government school led by Hafiz Abdul Rauf of the Jamaat-ud-Dawa, a designated global terrorist. A serving Lieutenant General of the Pakistan Army and the IG of Punjab Police attended the prayer ceremony. Now let's go to the second terrorist that was killed. The second was Abu Akasha, who was affiliated to the Lashkar-e-Taiba and was also involved in multiple terrorist attacks in Jammu and Kashmir. He was also engaged in weapons smuggling from Afghanistan. The funeral for him was held in Faisalabad and was attended by senior Pakistani Army officials and the Deputy Commissioner of Faisalabad. Let's go to the third terrorist now. The third was Mohammad Yusuf Azhar, who was affiliated to the Jaish-e-Mohammed. He was wanted in the IC 814 hijacking case and was also involved in multiple terrorist attacks in Jammu and Kashmir. He was the brother-in-law of Maulana Masood Azhar and handled weapons training for Jaish-e-Mohammed or JEM. Let's go to the fourth terrorist now. The fourth was Hafiz Muhammad Jamil, who was affiliated to Jaish-e-Mohammed. He was the eldest brother-in-law of Maulana Masood Azhar and also in charge of Markaz Subhanallah in Bahawalpur. He was actively involved in radical indoctrination of youth and fundraising for Jaish-e-Mohammed. The last but not the least was Muhammad Hassan Khan, who was affiliated to Jaish-e-Mohammed. He played a key role in coordinating terrorist attacks in Jammu and Kashmir. He was the son of Mufti Asghar Khan Kashmiri, the operational commander of Jaish-e-Mohammed in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir. This goes on to show that India has eliminated key terrorists of the Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Taiba in Operation Sindoor, which India carried out on the 7th of May against 9 terror bases in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir as well as in Pakistan. So this is a huge blow to the terrorist infrastructure that has been thriving in Pakistan for the last 3 decades, no less. A big achievement indeed for India, because India had intended that those behind terror attacks such as the Pahalgam terror attack and even other terror attacks are brought to justice, because Pakistan has been inactive when it comes to bringing these terrorists to justice. What they have done instead is to provide them sanctuary, support and funding. Earlier, the Ministry of External Affairs held the first special briefing on Operation Sindoor this morning. In today's first briefing of the day, Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri, along with Colonel Sophia Qureshi and Wing Commander Vyomika Singh, briefed the media, where the Secretary said that Pakistan's actions over the last few days are being seen as provocative and escalatory.
It is Pakistani actions that have constituted provocation and escalation. In response, and I repeat, in response, India has defended and reacted in a responsible and measured fashion to these provocations and these escalations by the Pakistani side. Earlier this morning, we saw a repeat of this escalatory and provocative pattern.
The Foreign Secretary said that Pakistan's claims about attacking and destroying military installations are completely false.
Pakistani claims about activities that they have undertaken continue to be heavy on lies, misinformation and propaganda. And on top of that, this is peddled by Pakistani state agencies. The claims that they have made about attacking and destroying various places, various military installations and facilities, as has been pointed out by my colleagues here this morning, are completely false. The claim about the Air Force station in Sirsa being destroyed, completely false, as you've seen. The claim about the Air Force station in Suratgarh being destroyed, completely false again, as you have seen. There's a claim that has been made that the S-400 base at Adhampur was destroyed, completely false once again. Claims have been made about large sections of Indian critical infrastructure, power systems, cyber systems, etc. being attacked and destroyed, completely false.
So those claims that were made by the Pakistani side of certain military installations having been targeted are completely false, says the Ministry of External Affairs. The Foreign Secretary's Vikram Misri also said that Pakistan has made a completely ludicrous claim that Indian missiles have hit Afghanistan.
Yet again, completely ludicrous claim that Indian missiles have hit Afghanistan. Totally frivolous allegation, and I only want to point out that Afghan people don't need to be reminded about which country it is that has on multiple occasions in just the last 1.5 years, targeted civilian populations and civilian infrastructure in Afghanistan.
Vikram Misri also said that Pakistan is making attempts to sow communal discord in India.
Pakistan continues with its execrable and wanton campaign of targeting civilians and civilian infrastructure, especially in the states of Jammu and Kashmir and Punjab. There is also on its part a consistent attempt to sow discord between communities in India. Pakistan shelled the town of Rajouri, killing the additional District Development Commissioner Shri Rajkumar Thappa, adding to the civilian casualties and the damage in that state. We have also observed overnight damage to property and injuries to civilians in Firozpur and Jalandhar, among other places.
The Foreign Secretary also said that India's open and functional democracy is a surprise element for Pakistan.
The Pakistani army spokesman seems to take great joy at the fact that the Indian public should criticize the government of India with regard to various issues. It may be a surprise to Pakistan to see citizens criticizing their own government. That is the hallmark of an open and functioning democracy. Pakistan's unfamiliarity with that, again, should not be surprising.
Addressing the media, Wing Commander Vyomika Singh said that Indian Armed Forces carried out a precision strike at 6 identified military targets in Pakistan.
In a swift and calibrated response, Indian Armed Forces carried out precision attacks only on identified military targets. These included technical infrastructure, command and control centers, radar sites and weapon storage areas. Pakistan military targets at Rafiqi, Murid, Chaklala, Rahim Yar Khan, Sukur and Chunya were engaged using air-launched precision weapons from our fighter aircraft. Radar site at Pasroor and Sialkot Aviation Base were also targeted using precision munitions. While carrying out these responses, India ensured minimum collateral damage.
Wing Commander stated that Pakistan had engaged in multiple aggressive actions aimed at provoking India.
Pakistan military continued with its provocations, carrying out aggressive actions employing multiple threat vectors all along the western border. Pakistan employed UCAV, drones, long-range weapons, loitering munitions and fighter aircrafts to target civilian areas and military infrastructure. Pakistan military also resorted to air intrusions using drones and firing of heavy caliber weapons along the line of control. Along the international border and the line of controls, air intrusion and several harassment attacks were also attempted from Srinagar till Nalia at more than 26 locations. Indian Armed Forces successfully neutralized these threats and majority of the vectors. However, limited damage was sustained to equipment and personnel at Indian Air Force stations at Udhampur, Pathankot, Adampur and Bhuj.
Wing Commander Vyomika Singh also said that Pakistan has attempted to execute a continued malicious misinformation campaign which India unequivocally rejects.
Pakistan has also attempted to execute a continued malicious misinformation campaign with claims of destruction of Indian S-400 system at Adampur, destruction of airfields at Suratgarh and Sirsa, BrahMos base at Nagrota, RT gun positions at Derang Yari and Chandigarh forward ammunition depot, with heavy damages to other military stations being propagated on social media. India unequivocally rejects these false narratives being spread by Pakistan.
Wing Commander Singh also emphasized that the Indian Armed Forces maintain a high state of readiness at all times and remain committed to non-escalation.
Indian Armed Forces remain in a high state of operational readiness. All hostile actions have been effectively countered and responded appropriately. Indian Armed Forces reiterate their commitment to non-escalation, provided it is reciprocated by the Pakistan military.
Meanwhile, as informed in the press briefing, Pakistan's misadventures continued with attempted drone strikes on the night of 8th and 9th May 2025 in multiple cities of Jammu and Kashmir and Punjab. In response, the Indian Army conducted a coordinated fire assault on terrorist launch pads, pulverizing and razing them to cinders. The terrorist launch pads located close to the line of control were a hub of planning and executing terror attacks against Indian civilians and security forces in the past. The Indian Army's swift and decisive action has dealt a significant blow to terrorist infrastructure and capabilities. Joining us now is our correspondent Amritpal Singh from Punjab. Amrit, first up, tell us how is the situation there in the state and the border where you are?
The situation is precarious here in Punjab, especially on the border districts of Punjab that include Amritsar, Pathankot, Firozpur. They are also trying to strike in-depth targets like Bathinda, Adhampur, as the wing commander was saying. They attacked the Adhampur airbase. They attacked the Pathankot airbase. Of course, they're spreading fake narrative of having completely destroyed these air bases. During that press conference, both Colonel Qureshi and and Winko Vyomika Singh put out timestamp pictures of our air bases, saying that these are the air bases and they are in operational readiness. They are in operation, though some damage, limited damage to personnel and equipment has been caused. So they've been attacking the border areas this morning. They used kamikaze drones of Turkish origin, kamikaze drones to attack the Amritsar. The debris was found. They injured civilians in Firozpur district of Punjab. They attacked a place called Kartarpur, which is near the historic Gurdwara of Sultanpur Lodi. They attacked Jalandhar, they attacked Pathankot, they attacked Taran. And these are residential areas. So they are hitting residential areas. They're trying to hit residential areas and military bases. Most of their vectors, as the Colonel was saying, Colonel Qureshi was saying, were neutralized by India's air defense systems, which have been placed along the border and at some depth from the border, but within seconds of their projectiles entering Indian airspace, they are being neutralized up in the air. Of course, debris falls, and that creates a certain amount of panic. You can hear blasts. I'm not showing you, I am very close to the border. I'm purposely not showing you any kind of troop deployment and military deployment, but it suffices to say that Indian armed forces are positioned in all readiness to thwart any kind of misadventurism if on land Pakistan tries that. Pakistan's been trying that by violating Indian airspace, through missiles, projectiles, through cross-border firing using heavy RT guns, small arms firing, breaching the ceasefire both at the line of control and firing into Indian territory, especially Punjab and Rajasthan and Jammu and Kashmir, even parts of Gujarat from across the international border. But that is being met with, one, by neutralizing by the Indian AD systems, and also launching retaliatory strikes in the same domain and with the same intensity, targeting both their military equipment without causing any collateral damage to civilian population. Munmun?
Yes, Amrit, we know that Pakistan is infamous for the nuclear blackmail it resorts to time and again. I have two Reuters reports in front of me. One says that the Pakistani military had earlier said that today, that is on Saturday, a meeting of the NCA will take place, which takes decisions with regard to nuclear arsenal of Pakistan and its usage. And there is another one which is quoting the Defence Minister of Pakistan as saying that no such meeting is scheduled. What should one make of this?
These are contradictory reports. This is part of information warfare. I don't think they'll be that stupid to use nuclear weapons. If they do, they know that they will, they will get isolated, and India is also a nuclear state. There will be retaliation from India. Then it's the end of the road for them. I don't think they are stupid. They would be that stupid. They are using this as part of information warfare to create panic in India, which you and I should appeal from our channel to Indian people. Yes, there are attacks taking place, but our forces are well equipped to deal with any kind of threat, including the nuclear threat, if they are as stupid as that to go down that way. So there should be no cause of panic. Of course, follow the instructions given to you by your district administration and civil authorities of switching out of lights at certain at the times you are told to, of observing blackouts, of staying away from balconies and doors, staying away from tall buildings. Such advisories are being issued by district administration as and where they feel it's necessary. In Punjab, all schools and colleges have been shut. The border districts especially, there are blackouts from 7 p.m. onwards, so follow those advisories, but no need to panic. Munmun, coming back to your question, what should we make of it? These are diversionary tactics to create panic. Even if they do an NSC, National Security Council meet, that would look at the preparedness, their military strategy, because what we are being told by the Indian establishment is that there is considerable damage being caused to their military installations, their air defense systems. As in the morning the colonel was saying that Chaklala, Rahim Yar Khan, Rafiki and Murid bases have been attacked. Their air defense systems in Sialkot and in southern Punjab have been attacked too. So they are bearing the brunt of what they are attempting to. Of course, as I said, there is damage in India, both to army and military personnel, as the wing commander was saying, but it's limited damage and not the kind of damage that their IW machinery or their disinformation campaign is putting out. That is being countered with evidence, facts and pictures of those locations. Munmun.
Right, we'll leave it at that. Amritpal Singh reporting from Gurdaspur border in Punjab in India. That's all then in this edition of DD India Live, but do share your thoughts with us on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. This app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. You can scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. This is Munmun Bhattacharya from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live. Namaskar.